Peace, everyone. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome to Israel Doctrines Google Hangout. I'm your host, Carl Albert Davis, better known as Israel Doctrine, and you are on Israel Doctrines Google Hangout. And I'm trying to update you about the things I will be doing lately or at this point in time. And it's eschatology. I will be dealing with eschatology a lot. So I see I fumbled there. I wasn't even in the screen and stuff. But yes, this guy trying to attack me on eschatology, which is a very hard subject to deal with. And I started dealing with it on this date. I can actually go and show you the date, right? Let's go here and show the date. This is very simple. This is very simple. Let me show y'all the date. Boom, 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 boom. Here we go. Here we go. No, that ain't the. Let me find. All right, here we go. Boom, content, right? So what you do is you go over here, go to my lives, type in eschatology, and it's going to tell you when it started, right? So I picked the 16th. I've been dealing with this for a while. It's not, I would even say that I started on the 31st of last month. I said, I see people fear eschatology. The truth will shock you, right? So we can go all the way back to there and pick it up to what I was talking about. I ain't no fly by night, come with a conversation in the morning type person. But I show you people that stalk me as if I'm a prey on the internet, and YouTube allows them to stalk me and everything when they done took 5 and 6 of their channels and stuff. You know, after a while, you get tired of people, as I say, peeping in your window trying to see if you sleeping with somebody or you sleeping with yourself or whatever. Who don't want their privacy? And I understand, yes, well, you on YouTube, it's public. Facebook people say the same thing. And you know what I do? I block their ass ASAP. And then I never see them again. I got a list so long on Facebook that shit is probably half of Facebook. Because if I don't want to talk to you, I should have the ability not to talk or interact with you. But yes, this is social media. We're in the matrix and they got people bots and everything attacking you. I don't like the fact that I'm getting shadow banned and can't really get my message out to people and everything because they spending money trying to stop me and everything. I don't like that stuff, but it's all good. I'm a fighter, and what I'm gonna do is fight my way and stop fighting them. Right? I made a YouTube, or should I say some content earlier saying that I seen Satan talking to me. When I seen Satan talking, I was like, oh shit, I better think another way. Because the wicked do what they do the way they do it. And I'm Israel Doctrine. I do it the way I do it. So let's get over here and deal with what I've been dealing with. And if you're going to follow, stop going to the latest, go back to the beginning and deal with my series, because my series is cogent and it shits on the nigga so nicely.
Be to yourself. Stay to yourself. Trust nobody. Trust nobody. You know what I mean? Straight up. My closest friends did me in. My closest friends, my homies, people I done took care of their whole family. I done took care of everything for them, looked out for them, put them in the game, everything. Turned on them. Fear is stronger than love. Remember that. Fear is stronger than love.
Peace, everyone. How y'all doing? Fear is stronger than love. So the title of today's show is I see people fear eschatology. The truth will shock you on how many of them fear eschatology, from vocab alone to the Immunites in the Buffalo, New York. So I'm calling out names, right? I'm calling out names. So we gonna get off of that one because that one's a little, it's personal. It's people I didn't talk to before that's afraid to speak of eschatology. That's why he took on the topic. And like I said, either we gonna talk about boy, wife, female husband in that book, or we gonna talk about this eschatology, which is my conversation. I have no problem talking about eschatology. So now let's get back over here to this, right? Notice what it say. Fundamental eschatology explained like never before. Shocking revelations, right? So let's hear it in the foundation of one conversation. Same explained like never before. Shocking revelation. So I'm gonna take y'all through elementary stuff and build you up into a comprehensive eschatology that you can deal with from foundation. So you hear my conversation? I'm gonna take you through a comprehensive, something you can comprehend. I'm gonna take you from milk to meat. You hear the conversation? To the top of the mountain. So as I'm speaking behind this eschatology scene, I'm gonna get a PowerPoint, or better yet, a keynote up here to deal with this, so we can all be on the same foundational platform. Nobody outrunning nobody, but I do. So as you can see, once again, I started with fundamentals. Let me share this to my Facebook. Maybe some people come over because they care. Maybe some people might not come over. I care. My job is to teach and preach. What if you want to hear it or you don't want to hear it? That's what the Bible tells a servant of God to do. Well, if they want to hear it or if they don't want to hear it, want to kill you in the midst of you speaking it, don't stop speaking it. As Michael Jackson would say, don't stop till you get enough. Come on. Don't stop till you get enough. You got to get enough. Right? And so when I start teaching, the question is, who was here? Who got what I was given? So let's keep listening. I do have some things here written in the side chat that y'all might want to hear too before I get started. So it says, peace to the show. Anyone wish to, or I should have said, wish to ask a question. I'm not a reader. Truly, I'm not. I can read some, but I'm not a reader. So come into the show, please. The link is right there under that, where you can come into the show and speak to me, and I can understand and comprehend from what point of view you're coming from. So at this point, I already knew I had stalkers, and I set it up. You can come in the room and talk, stalker. Don't be afraid to let me know you're peeping in my window and stuff. Give me a chance to put some underwear on to cover my buttocks and my penis, please. Right? I mean, we got stalkers peeping tongue. You get shot for that back in the days. So I'm like, come on in the room, talk to me. Now, remember when I started this, and it is a series. So I'm from day one. Come on in the room, let's talk. Let's not make this a weird experience with you peeping through my window. Come in the room and talk to me if you want to talk. If you feeling to talk about what I'm talking about, come in the room. But my stalker didn't hear this. And we could talk about it, but remember, we're not trying to run off from other people and stuff. It's very fundamental stuff. We're not trying to run off from other people. This is fundamental stuff. This is stuff you need to know before you know anything else. Before I can tell you 5 plus 5 is 10, you need to hear this 1 plus 1 is 2. You need to get the concept of how math works before we go up another notch and start adding bigger numbers and division, multiplications, and everything else in math language and stuff that we got to deal with. That's how you teach a child, right? So please stay with the fundamentals, but you can go as far as you want to. If we don't deal with it today, I'll probably work it into the presentation tomorrow. There's a lot to talk about, though. So please forgive me. Let me begin. Eschatology, fundamentals, June 16, 2025. As you see on the screen now. Now, if I can get the keynote up, I like to deal with it. Oh, there it is right there. It's below me. So that's why it ain't popping up. So I'm going to let the computer read. Because like I said, I'm not the reader. I wish I had a reader, but poop another one and see which one get the fullest.
This will be an overview of biblical chronology with an emphasis on understanding prophecy relating to the end time, soon future to us. We need to see in detail what the Bible records will happen in the end time generation, so we have the tools to comprehend what God says will occur in our contemporary.
So we can have the tools to comprehend. So I'm doing like a teacher supposed to do. I'm laying out the fundamentals before we get into the unfundamentals, the milk and cookies before the steak come out. Because it's hard to eat a snake. You need milk and cookies, right?
Historical environment.
So as you can see. Now, I ain't even going to go into it further because this is a new conversation today. And we got people that didn't come in the room. But they want to come in the room. They want to be a part of the conversation. We're going to let them talk too. We're going to let them get their say or their conversation in the midst of my conversation because they're afraid to come in the room and talk to me. They want to rile me up, get me mad, and get me using profanity and everything so they can say, listen to him teach, listen how he use profanity, listen to this, listen to this, listen to this. But like I said, I seen the devil speaking to me today and I was like, oh shit, look at Satan bitch ass up here fucking with me and even trying to talk about, look what you doing and God gonna take your life and shit. It made me think. It made me think. It really did. It made me think. I was like, oh shit, listen to Satan. This motherfucker at my door talking to me. And I don't like his conversation.
Hey everybody, what's good? Professor Khalil Amani here, and this is the true part 3 of Eschatology, End Time Prophecy. Welcome, Khalil Amani's World 100, as you see, 100. as you see. There we go. Welcome back. Part 3. Yes, I'm guilty. I'm guilty. What am I guilty of? I'm guilty of going down the street of Park in Arkansas and seeing.
So number one, I'm in Park in Arkansas. So how is he going down the streets of Park in Arkansas? What he want me to say is bring your ASS to Park and so I can murder you and kill you and everything because I feel my life is in danger when you on this internet playing with my life and making these statements and stuff. PSD. But hey, he playing the game. So me and him might be dead pretty soon, is what it's all about and stuff. But see, that's because he want to play the game. I offered him to come into the conversation back on 16, right? He wasn't there and other people wasn't there. But this is where we at now. It was all a setup because I know I got stalkers.
A yard sale. And I pulled over to the yard sale, and he's got a dirty, pissy mattress out there with bed bugs for sale. He got an old.
One sec.
Old Apple computer from 1985 with the floppy disk for sale. He got a bicycle over there that's flat tires for sale. Oh, he's got a bag of Eschatology over there for sale. I think I want to buy that. I think I'll buy, how much? $3? I'll buy the bag of Eschatology of End Time Prophecy Conversation for $3. I didn't have to look in his windows. I wasn't a peeping Tom. He put it on YouTube in these YouTube streets for all to see and witness and react and deconstruct and criticize and critique. I'm talking about his End Time Conversation. He said that I go over to his house and I peep in his windows and then I steal his commentary and his subject matter. No, nigga.
So you see, he's following my conversation today. And he's speaking about, he calling my YouTube channel where I do business at, trying to speak to common folks, not stalkers, not niggas that's peeping through my window and stuff. That's not how I do my work. And he's peeping through my windows and doing weirdo shit. See, I offered him to come in the room and have a conversation, a respectful, peaceful eschatology conversation. We can argue about whatever you want to argue about. Don't go make no video where you was peeping through my window and shit trying to see if I'm fucking or whatever the fuck I'm doing in my house. Like, what's the problem with you, old man? You didn't grow up in the peeping Tom days and they was busting that cats for peeping in their windows and doing all that. I got children back there. Stop peeping through my window. Before you see my boys and girls nakedness back there. Freak off.
You put it out there on YouTube streets. You put it in your front lawn. You had a goddamn yard sale.
See, only peeping Tom would say it was in the front yard. It wasn't in the window. I'm looking through the window trying to see what's going on, but I got to tell the people it was in the front yard. Judge, it was in the front yard. I didn't peep through the window. I don't put nothing in the front yard. I put it on my YouTube channel, which is a business place, a place of business, where I sell shirts, where I do all kind of business on YouTube. And those that care to do business with me on YouTube, come over here and do business with me. Stalkers fucking stalk me. This how I like to do business. I run my own shit. This my own company. This my own website in partnership with YouTube. But he been in partnership with YouTube 6 or 7 times doing this same shit. Doing this same shit up behind me, and I don't know why YouTube won't stop him.
I happen to be driving through that rusty, busty city of, or should I say town of parking, and everybody likes a good yard sale. And I spent $3 on a bag of F. But Israel Doctrine, he would go on to try to
see. So he haven't even gave this conversation a fair assessment. If I started it on the 16th and you talking about some shit me and the Queen talked about, when was that? Last Wednesday, because it was a Wednesday night Bible study when the shit went down. And you talking about that, nigga, you hella late to the game. You done showed up to the game in winter clothes and it's summertime. I know you how this motherfucker up there in the stands try to talk about something you late to. But this is the type of shit I have to endure because I'm a real nigga and I talk about real shit. Eschatology is real shit. So let's keep listening.
Try to explain to the trout mouth whore that his way of teaching the end time prophecies was better and more clearer than Jesus's way.
So, did Jesus sit up on that Mount of Olivet? Because I know all about the Mount of Olivet. She asked about it. I told her about it based off of my knowledge. Do I think the Olivet discourse is where you start talking about end time prophecy? Because Jesus came here to preach the good news, the gospel of the kingdom. He didn't come here to teach no end time nothing. Now, who said Jesus come here to teach end time prophecy? I want to hear your ignorant ass speak on what the fuck I'm speaking on in your ignorant ass way. Jesus came here to preach the gospel of the kingdom. Repent, for the kingdom is surely at hand, it's coming. Why? Because we in the 4th dynasty. And when I leave, when I come back, I'm going to destroy this whole 4th dynasty. I'm going to hit the bottom of the image in his toes. And the whole image gonna come down. Y'all want to see the image? Nebuchadnezzar is the head of gold. The Medes and the Persian is the arms. The Greek is the whatever you call that section. And the legs and the feet, to be exact, are Rome and Greece mixed together. Greco-Roman Empire. That's world history. Jesus didn't teach that. Tell me Jesus taught that. No, Jesus didn't teach that. When I'm sitting up talking to the Queen and she asking me about that, when she hadn't heard the ones before that, there is somewhat of a problem. Because I got to teach you something before I teach you something. I'm teaching 1 + 1 is 2, and you ask me what's 5 times 5. What the fuck is going on here? The teacher runs the class, yes or no? Or the students run the class? Talk to me. Intelligent people, Bible people, whatever the fuck, because that's his thing. He wants to fuck up the biblical mind and tell y'all that I'm not teaching right and everything else. And he's not teaching eschatology at all. What he's doing is up behind my ass looking my dirty shit crap. Fucking with me, trying to get me mad and upset about something, I'm not gonna get mad and upset. I'm gonna take y'all back to the 16th and show y'all where I started this conversation at. And the things that was being said at that time. He ain't addressed that. He do series want me to address them. I'm not going to address your series. Once again, bitch, you follow me. I don't follow you. You stalk me. I don't stalk you. And I would look like a fool to set up and say, yeah, he started a series and I'm going to run behind it. No, I need your dumb ass to bite my shit and come running up behind me, fucking with me, so I can show the world you's a bitch ass nigga fucking with me. So like I said, even on the 16th, this was already set up. We're going to deal with the very fundamentals of eschatology. You hear the words I'm using, we're going to deal with the very fundamentals. And the fundamentals from my point of view is death and resurrection and the stages that the world is going to be going through and what we can convincingly say the end times. Have no problem saying these are the end times because there are 4 major dynasties. Babylon's, the Medes and the Persian, the Greeks and the Romans. The Roman is the last empire. And a lot of people don't think that we're still in the Roman Empire and that the Roman Empire runs the world. No, we're not in the Holy Roman Empire right now, but the Roman Catholic Church is here, the holy part, and the government is getting them. So at the end of the Roman Empire is the world. When Jesus come back, take down that empire. So once again, I'm going through the fundamentals. Jesus never sat on a mountain and taught the fundamentals about the end of the world. The only reason he was having the conversation is because, just like any teachers, his disciples asked him a question and he had to answer the question. So he sat down and said, look, boom, 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 boom. This is what's going to happen. He didn't have to go in great details because if they were students of the word, they already knew what Daniel had said. They already knew this. That's what the scribes and the Pharisees went. Their school was like college. They went and studied the laws, statutes, and commandments and the prophecies and all of that. That was their job. He didn't have to sit down and feed them that stuff. He didn't have to say, you know, Daniel told us about the 4 great dynasties and this and that. And y'all know the Romans running shit right now. We in the Roman Empire. They finna kill me and set off some shit in this end time that's about to fuck up the whole world. He didn't have to say that. They knew the scriptures. When you start in the Bible, you start in the beginning. If you're going to start in end times, you got to go to where the end times are talked about, at least at the most. And Daniel is the book that has more prophecies even than Revelations, which has keys to so many other things. That's why when I talk prophecy, I say, who taught Daniel? If you don't know who taught Daniel, don't be asking me nothing about what Jesus was talking about. We'll get there when time permits us to get there. Because you ignorant of so many other things. But no need to talk. We're going to put up the representation. Set up an empire for 1,000 years. Then when his father come, he going to give him the empire of the kingdom. And then it'll be a forever kingdom. It's basic stuff that you got to learn before you learn the entirety of end time prophecy. So I'm going to be introducing to the YouTube community today that information. We're going to start off with, like I said, some basics, some fundamental stuff. what death is, what resurrection is, and at what time the Lord coming back to set up his kingdom in this fourth dynasty that we in, because we're in the fourth dynasty. No question about that. Ain't no dynasty after this but the Lord God of Israel dynasty, and we're not in that yet. So evidence tells on itself. So I'm gonna be introducing that at 5 o'clock. Anybody that wants to deal with it can come over. We have announced that we on this channel deal with people in the side chat. We're not gonna have no trolling in the side chat. And we're going to also offer people to come into the room and talk about the matter if they want to. Because we're not beyond talking to people. We're not going to deal with no nonsense and no craziness or whatever. This is real Bible conversation, talk, or whatever have you. Whatever you want to say it is. We can get down with the dirty if somebody want to get dirty, but we, the host of these things, don't want to get dirty. So we'll try it. And if it get ugly, then I'm gonna have to get ugly. But like I said, I don't want to get ugly, so I'm in teacher mode. I'm a teacher. If you don't think I can teach you, great. But if you got questions, I'm willing to answer them. So all are welcome. All are welcome. My enemies, you're even welcome, but I can't have you coming over here getting ignorant. See what I did? This is my very first show. This is a business channel. We get monetized over here. We make money over here. We try to put out decent in order things to talk about. But we have wicked ass niggas in the community that likes to attack the channel. He have wicked ass people under him that will come over here and start talking and playing in my chat if I don't make it where it's subscribers only. And I only do that because I don't need you coming to my business throwing shit on my floor while I gotta tell my waitress and shit, go clean it up and do this and that. This is business, nigga. This is a fucking church. Y'all saying, well, you shouldn't be cursing people out in the church. Fuck what you talking about. Well, it's a funeral. You can't put a nigga in hell. If that bitch live like a fucking nigga that goes to hell, I'm gonna put his ass in hell. I'm a real ass man or preacher. I'm not no bitch ass nigga that does the let's do the dirty ass talk conversation and shit. And she said this and he said that. That shit is fucking hearsay. The Lord God of Israel says stop whispering and doing that shit to your brother and sister. Show some fucking love. You or that bitch ass nigga that's doing what he doing ain't got no fucking love. Am I lying? How the fuck you come to my place of business with this bullshit? You don't come to my place of business with this bullshit. I ain't gotta cuss you out. I can just teach the word of God with no fucking malice. But your bitch ass want to keep running up behind me, fucking with me. But y'all like it that way because y'all want to hear me cuss his bitch ass out. Y'all ain't never seen a man stand up to the motherfucking government, COINTELPRO, ever since the 60s, 70s, and 80s. You ain't seen a motherfucking man do it. You didn't see Malcolm do it. You didn't see Martin do it. You ain't see, what's the Jamaican? You ain't seen nobody stand up to the fucking government like me. You ain't never seen a young man take an old, perverted, queer-ass nigga and put him in his motherfucking place. Swell his motherfucking head up. Now listen to his conversation. Gospel ass bitch.
I'm going to let you hear it. And then we are finally going to read Matthew 24. Gwinnett Greer was damn near begging 3 times, asking Israel Doctrine, can we go and read what Jesus said about the end times? And 3 times.
So once again, I'm teaching eschatology over here. I started with fundamental shit on the 16th. What was last Wednesday? Last Wednesday was the 9th. So that was last month on the 16th. Like I said, it's a series. Now, if you didn't care nothing about my motherfucking conversation, you don't bring your motherfucking ass over here. I don't give a fuck who you are. But if you heard some of my conversation and want to have a conversation, we got to start back at the fundamentals. This is what me and Gwinnett, whatever the fuck y'all call her, this is what me and the queen has done since day one. I told her that. Well, you always going to this, that. Look, I put shit on the table you can eat real quick. This is milk, motherfucker. I ain't putting no steak down here to choke your motherfucking ass. Now, if you want to choke and die on the steak, take your motherfucking ass somewhere else. I don't do that. So let's listen.
Israel Doctrine rejected her request.
No, I didn't. Watch when he play the audio. Listen to it. I didn't reject shit. Like I said, I was going to deal with whatever because I didn't want to be on this motherfucker cursing and doing what I'm doing now. But when you get a bitch ass nigga in your circle doing this type of shit, it's going to be a cursing.
Said, I'm going to state it to you like from the book of Daniel. Just look at the empires. Persia, Media Persia, and the Greeks and the Romans.
See, he playing with it. He's trying to say that's how I talk. The motherfucker on some South Park shit. Nigga want to kill Kenny and everything. This is what I got to deal with sitting up here just trying to teach the word of God. A bitch nigga doing bitch nigga shit. I don't need this shit. As Paul would say, this is a motherfucking thorn in my side. Maybe you motherfuckers don't know what a thorn is because you ain't got one in your side. Now, who want to say something about my cursing? If you don't like it, get your motherfucking ass away from over here. I ain't begging nobody to hear nothing I gotta say. This is a motherfucking business. You want to do business, bring your bitch ass over here and do business. You don't want to do business, get your bitch ass on and stop disturbing my motherfucking peace.
And the last empire to fall would be the Romans, and that's how you know it's the end of the times. Giving her a bunch of highfalutin biblical prophecy. All Gwinnett wanted to hear was Jesus' very simple words. Now I'm going to let you hear the commentary. Now Gwinnett will go on to say that Jesus was speaking in parables, which he wasn't. Matthew 24 is very, very clear.
So now, end time prophecy, you can't consider it as a parable conversation because it's apocalyptic. I can't even say the fucking word. It's they call it apocalyptic conversation. That ain't parable-like conversation. End times. Y'all watch a movie and shit, you'll find it in the rapture and the apocalyptic, the zombies and all that shit. Don't nobody sit around and just talk about shit like that, like that's the shit to talk about. Let's talk about zombies and shit. Let's talk about motherfuckers being raptured and all this shit. That's the conversation Jesus was having, though. The type of conversation he was having. See, this lets you know that this motherfucker is not even up to really talk about or even to conversate with. If he brought his bitch ass to my panel and we were sitting up there talking, I asked him some simple questions. Well, how the world gonna end? Okay, you say that. How many dynasties there are gonna be in it? Okay, what is the fucking 7 heads and 10 horns? That's the motherfucking Rome, Nebuchadnezzar, Medes and Persian, the Greeks and the Romans and shit. When you get to the book of Revelation, I think it's 13. It tells you about the dragon, the beast. The motherfucker got 7 heads and 10 horns. Let's do some counting. Nebuchadnezzar, that's 1 head. The Medes and the Persians, that's 2 heads. Why? Because you can't tell the transition. Then you got the Greeks, which got 4 heads. What's his name? Darius the Greek, or what Alexander the Greek. He had 4 generals. So when you see that head, it got 4 heads. I'm doing some messed up counting. That's why I said once again, you go back and deal with the fundamentals. And you can pluck all the heads and put the horns on the fucking heads and all that shit. Jesus ain't talking about that. If you asked him, he was probably saying, if your motherfucking ass don't know shit else about this Bible, then stop asking me motherfucking questions. Cause he was, as far as the world concerned, he was a nigga just like me. He get mad, he go build a whip and whoop your motherfucking ass, fucking with him in his father's house and shit, and doing shit you ain't got no business doing. But we got to deal with the fundamentals. So when you go elsewhere and see this fucking beast in this head, and you don't know what the fuck the heads are. You don't know what the crowns on the head. You don't know none of this shit. Because Jesus didn't teach it. But we're going to keep going.
But let's start out with hearing their commentary, and then we'll get right into Matthew 24. So here is Israel Doctrine and Gwinnett Greer, and listen as Gwinnett tries to ask Israel Doctrine about a particular passage.
Now, you see what the fuck YouTube allowed. They allowed this motherfucker to use my audio and shit. He didn't put no copyright disclaimer up. He didn't put no copyright disclaimer up. Look at this shit and listen to this shit. My shit on his channel. They need to be taking the motherfucking channel down again.
Where Jesus talked about the end times, but Israel Doctrine refuses. I said Israel Doctrine refuses to take her over to that book. He don't know where the book is at. He don't know where the story's at, and she don't know where the book is at, and she don't know where the story's at. You got 2 ignoramuses talking Bible. You got a so-called teacher named Israel Doctrine that doesn't know how to pull scripture out of his booty and show people what they talk about. And you got a student, Gwinnett Greer, that vaguely remembers these stories from her childhood, but still misrepresents the story by claiming Jesus had a one-on-one and was talking to one disciple.
You see this? He don't know what the fuck he's talking about because he's in other people's fucking business. He don't know a fucking thing he's talking about. Wait till he play the audio and listen to the audio and hear what it say. And then you'll see this bitch ass nigga sitting up here lying on me and the queen.
At the end of the world, when the book says he was talking to all the disciples, plural, she gets it halfway.
He didn't talk to all of them. You got to go to Luke to find out which 4 disciples he was talking to. When you want to deal with the Olivet Discourse, motherfucker, I got the whole goddamn thing over here. I done debated and dealt with this shit for years. I don't give a fuck if you did 100 years before me. Old motherfucker, go do some more years. Go teach it your goddamn self. If you think I'm doing a bad job, don't sit up and try to criticize me, ho. Bitches get punched in their motherfucking mouth for criticizing another motherfucking man. Cause it ain't love. That nigga don't give a fuck about no Jesus. He don't give a fuck about religion or none of that. That nigga just wanna fucking bother me.
Right? And she gets it halfway wrong. Nobody seems to want to pull a Bible up. Nobody wants to go to Bible Hub. Nobody wants to go to the scriptures and pull the shit up. And so you got 2 ignoramuses talking about 2 different things. You got Gwinnett Greer, who wants to talk about Matthew 24, where Jesus talks about the end of...
Who the fuck said Matthew 24 if I never took her there and everything? Who the fuck brought up Matthew 24? I believe it was Carl Albert Davis, the teacher. Let's fast forward some though a little bit.
World and his second coming. And you got Israel Doctrine, who wants to stick with the book of Daniel as it relates to end time prophecy. As a teacher, Israel Doctrine doesn't know how to teach. And he does not allow his students to understand what Jesus said, because he will not go over to listen to what Jesus.
He will not go to Matthew 24, which he's the motherfucker that said Matthew 24. This bitch ass nigga lying on me. He worked for the fucking federal government. He's a counter-intelligent ass nigga in the community that's loved by other motherfuckers in the community that don't give a fuck about the Bible and shit. Sotnetta, Chris Harris, Judah Nazareth, and all the motherfuckers that play over there in the house of fucking pedophiles. Then motherfucker want to put my name in the motherfucking pedophile conversation. You bitch ass niggas, I ain't never fucked with no child in no shape, form, or fashion. The bitch ass nigga could not tell you that I did it. He said Nature Boy let his children play with his dick. Polite put semen all over that fucking child face down there in Florida. And Sinful People pimping hoes and there, all this shit. But he had not one thing to say. He talked about, he said, well, he tried to say Layla Wills was down there murdering old dude, TC Islam and shit. And that ain't got shit to do with children. TC Islam ass was old as hell. Layla Wills ass was in her 30s or 40s, maybe 50. And shit, I was 30 something. Then what the fuck they got to do with some children, bitch ass nigga? Huh? What the fuck they got to do with children? And because your motherfucking ass was feeding your children, your grandchildren, your toes, I was doing research. This nigga was looking at child porn. Oh, the shit you was doing was child porn, huh? You stupid motherfuckers, you can't fuck with me.
Sin. So here they go.
Well, prophecy haven't been fulfilled yet. Question though, why would we say we living in the last days? What make one say that? Because of prophecy and signs. In the last days, Jesus sat on the mountain and explained to one of his disciples, I believe, and the man asked him, "How do you know that when we are in the last days?" And he described the last days. Now I don't remember. If you know where that's at in the Bible, to pull that up, we can deal with that, because he tells you the signs of the last day, things that's going to be occurring. I've dealt with that before. You don't remember my conversation on it, or we can't
Try to remember. So you see me as a teacher. Okay, I done dealt with that before. We finna deal with it in a second. And then I asked, how do we say we in the last days or whatever? What the teacher's supposed to do is see how they fucking students teach so you can teach them where they at.
Yeah, I don't remember. That's why I said, can you pull it up?
Well, I mentioned in Daniel, Nebuchadnezzar, the Medes, and the Persian. And why am I going through all of this? Because she need to remember some other shit before I tell her what the fuck she just asked about. That's how I fucking teach. You don't know this, I'm gonna explain this to you. Then I'm explaining you what the fuck you asked me. The Greeks and then the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire is the last empire that should be on earth before Jesus come and destroy all of them. That's how we know we're in the last days, because we're in the Roman Empire. But I think I'm
We need to say it, but we are living that time right now, are we not?
Yes, that's why I said we living in the Roman Empire. We living in the last days.
Oh, okay. I thought you said something else.
See? She thinking shit. I'm saying shit. She ain't hearing what the fuck I'm talking about, though. Don't nobody really listen to me and hear what the fuck I'm talking about. We just had a situation where I asked a simple question and she went off and everything was cool because we understood what the fuck was happening. But if you outside of us, you don't know what the fuck is happening. You just a gossiping ass bitch worrying about another man matter.
Because we see the whole Roman Empire behavior through the celebrities. They have demonstrated that they living in the Roman days of the things that they are doing. So I wish
you on the Gladiator, how they was living the sexual promiscuous stuff they was doing and everything. Dude just walk over and sleep with a man.
Yeah, men on top of men action, all type of man sleeping with everybody.
That's why they
big ass orgies. They got pictures of them just having big ass orgies like freak offs. And when you really think about it, it's the same damn thing. It was like we call them nowadays freak offs. I don't know what they called them back then.
I got another sales call and now, and I can't even remember the customer's name. His name.
All right.
But it's the same thing.
You see, he just skipped through my ad. I supposed to be making money right there. If that's what the fuck he was over here doing, just listening to my channel, but he listening to my shit and playing it on his channel. It's a copyright strike. Matter of fact, I need to go look at my motherfucking thing and copyright this bitch and get his motherfucking ass off the air. But YouTube ain't gonna do shit. You know why? Because they let this motherfucker play on the air with me and shit. But we're gonna keep going. They was freaking off. Simple as possible. I mean, use simple words to describe.
So yeah, it was I don't remember. The Bible is so big. So for those who want to make smart comments about, but tell me if I'm lying, if these things isn't in the Bible. They are in the Bible, what I'm saying. I just cannot tell you exactly where these things are in the Bible, but it's somewhere in the Bible where Jesus was talking to one of his disciples. And he was telling him about the end times. And the disciple asked Jesus, how will we know when we are in the end times? And Jesus sat up there on that mountain, explained to him of signs.
I'm telling you the simplest way to do it. Then you tell you the empires that should come up, and the last one is the Roman Empire. They was in the Roman Empire. We in the Roman. So you can hear the frustration in my voice because she's trying to say, okay, what Matthew 24, what Jesus conversation? the Olivet discourse and everything, right? And my thing is, I've been trying to give us some fundamental shit before we get there. But you can hear it. Look at him. See, he grinning like a motherfucking bat out of hell because he like, yeah, I'm fucking with him. I'm fucking with him. That's his only job on being on YouTube is to fuck with us and anybody that's tied to us.
That's how you do that. I'm what you talking about? I agree with you. I'm not arguing that. I actually sit here and agree with you. So what you talking about? You too. I'm just saying it's just another path. It's just another statement somewhere.
What I'm trying to do is not confuse people with something Jesus said. This is that when you can say this is 1, 2, 3, 4. When you get to 4, you at the end. And any baby or any child should be able to comprehend that. You don't want to confuse people.
Wait a minute. Okay. It's rare. What Jesus? No, I get what you're saying, but what Jesus say is very important because in some of the Bibles, actually in majority of the Bibles, I believe in the King James Bible.
See what I'm doing. I'm dealing with a person that lacks a little information. Because what she just said is what Jesus says important. Then I not just explain that Jesus come to preach the gospel of the kingdom. I can read it to you all through the Bible. That's what Jesus came to do, to preach the gospel of the kingdom and get people to repent, baptize, be born again, and all that, and get ready for the kingdom. He went around here teaching end time prophecy. To be exact, in each one of the gospels, it's Matthew 24, Luke 21 or something, and John. It's only like a couple chapters where he's speaking about end time. When you got the whole gospel of Matthew, Luke, and John, Mark, and all that, he's not in there in them gospels speaking about that stuff. Meaning, you need to know about this shit over here before you talk about that shit over there, because that shit over there is very limited. Now, I'm talking to her. I don't need to be cursing her out and telling her that. I need to be like, look, this is what you need to know. This is what we need to talk about and shit. Because the professor or the teacher is supposed to know what the fuck a person needs.
The original ones, when he talks, he's highlighted. It's read in the Bible. Like it stands out. So all I'm saying is I get what you're saying, but to hear it from our Lord and Savior mouth is way different than and I'm not saying your way ain't no different. I'm just saying.
See, so her mindset is what the fuck Jesus say. Fuck the rest of the Bible, really. Not to shit on her and do this, but this is the mindset that I'm dealing with at this time. I gotta crack the fucking mindset and teach. Right? So she focused on Jesus. I'm trying to break her focus on just Jesus to other stuff because I know Jesus don't talk about the end time like that. In a couple books he do, but it's not an extensive conversation on end time prophecy in the Gospels. The Gospels is the fucking Gospels. But him being a bitch ass nigga, he want to make fun of our conversation. Why he ain't teaching? If you're a professor, Khalil Amani, because he want to teach you about boy wives and female husbands and shit. I asked the bitch nigga, let's talk about that. Well, why should I talk to you about that? Bitch nigga, what the fuck you want to talk to me about? Or why the fuck you keep running up behind me? Tell me why you would keep running up behind me or what the fuck you want to talk about. Cause you keep pushing this goddamn button, and yes, you're gonna pull up to parking one day and your ass gonna be dead. Either I'm gonna be dead at 40, fucking 49, or your ass gonna be dead at 65. It's a must. Because you keep fucking with me. And the bitch ass community know about it and won't say shit about it. They won't go flag down the offenses that your bitch ass doing to me and shit and everything. Which I ain't got no problem. I ain't never ran from your bitch ass. I have you running from me. And I need bitch ass niggas to acknowledge that. That's why I said, when I set it up, it was set up to come in the room and talk. Your bitch ass ain't gonna never do it. Cause you's a nigga that wanna fuck their goddamn mama and shit. In the community fucking with a nigga that would have never thought of fucking his mama. You's a no good bastard. That's why you threw your name away, the name that your mother gave your motherfucking ass, and you Khalil the money what the government named your motherfucking ass.
He said out of his mouth what the end of times was. That's all.
And he made it so openly that you can hear everything he said and be totally ignorant of everything he said because he spoke in parables.
We stop there. Let's stop there. All right. So we want to talk about what she wanted to talk about. If you notice, she was asking for what did Jesus say about the end of the world, about end times, and his second coming. As a teacher, it was Israel Doctrine's responsibility to say, oh, you're talking about Matthew chapter 24.
So I didn't lie somewhat because I thought I said Matthew 24. But no, as a teacher, it's not my motherfucking job to just focus in on what you want to focus on. Because if we sit up here and I'm teaching math and I'm teaching add and subtracting and shit, and you want to get into some geometry and all that other shit, and everybody in the rest of the class ain't ready for geometry, it ain't my motherfucking job to say, fuck this ABC 1, 2, 3 shit and get into some fucking geometry. No, you need to get out of this class and go to the geometry class, this, that, and the other. But it's all good. Y'all see. I ain't got to explain the shit to you.
Let's go to it and read it. And then I'm going to take you from the breast milk that Jesus talked about into the high science of what Daniel the prophet talked about. That's what a good Bible teacher would have done. As a matter of fact, the book of Matthew chapter 24 is a...
So, see, his whole thing is a critiquing of my teaching. And once again, like I said, if we go back to when I started the conversation, you can hear me talking all that, what the fuck you would call it? Let me see, what the fuck would you call it? No, that ain't it, that's the show. Talk all that scholarly shit that you gotta go get fucked to learn the scholarship and shit, right? Ignorant, messing up the conversation. So know that. So once again, all are welcome. It's a 5-minute piece, people. I don't have to go that long, but y'all got the information. At 5 p.m., we're gonna start the eschatology study, end time prophecy. With that said, I'm out. See you at 5 o'clock. So now this is me talking about eschatology. This is on the 16th. Nobody even watched it. I thought if the Queen was there. Nobody even watched it. Nobody even know I started the fucking conversation. They have no sense that I'm dealing with the fundamentals that you got to deal with when dealing with a big ass subject that's apocalyptic and shit. But I got a bitch ass nigga that wants to degrade me amongst the people and degrade my business and what the fuck I'm into. He over here fucking with me in my job. I wasn't that German fucking hospital talking about how you sticking patients and all the shit you did before you retired. I wasn't doing that shit. You was quitting your motherfucking job to talk about me at your motherfucking place of business. Cause you's an old ass bitch with nothing to talk about but me. As her son Camel used to say, who the fuck paying you or got you so focused on me? Who the fuck paying you or got you so focused on me? Can we get their name, bitch ass nigga? Peace, everyone. How you doing? Welcome to Israel Doctrines Google Hangout. I'm your host, Carl. Yes, you're in the huddle now. You huddling up with me. And today's topic is fundamental eschatology. Explained like never before. Shocking Revelations, part 1. And as you see, the YouTube Street King Israel Doctrine is what I go by when I do what I do on YouTube. I've been doing this for 17 years. I am a vet at what I do. I'm the best at what I do. So, Israel run the YouTube streets. So let me show you why. I'm in teaching mode. I'm not in murder, beat up, kill mode and stuff. I'm a teacher now. I'm in teacher mode. And I got a PowerPoint with me because I got some things that I need to teach. And I can only do it by showing you some things. So now, this is what we've already been over. This was in yesterday's show, this Revelation 17, the harlot. We just gonna do a little preview.
Revelation 17:1-15. And there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will shew unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, 2, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. 3. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. 4. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filth.
So let's go over the look here. It says she had 7 heads and 10 horns. That's the beast, y'all. That's the image that Nebuchadnezzar seen. He's seen head of gold, silver, and this and that. But he also seen another image, Daniel had an image that he had to break down and stuff. But the 7 heads and the 10 horns is what the image make up, right? The 7 heads are the entire Gentile dynasty. The 10 horns are the 10 toes that we heard about on the statue yesterday, right? So we're going to start back at 4, Revelation 17:4. This is the mother of harlots, the Roman Catholic Church.
4. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. 5. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of.
So, the mother of harlots, the abomination of the earth. I needed to fix that up with this line. Woo, yep, now we got it. Now when we go, we're gonna go to the end of 10. So we're explaining and going over. So now, like I said, Jesus speaking parables. So this is the revelation of Jesus Christ, which his Father gave unto him to show his servant John what surely should come to pass. The same servant that he sent to Daniel, which was Gabriel. Now, I speak about the Trinity. But because people don't know how Christ talked to his servants on earth, which he has ministering spirits to do this, I probably should teach people or talk about that a little bit. Because the Roman Catholic Church lied to them daily. That's why they'll be going to church on Sunday instead of keeping tomorrow holy. Because they don't know what the fuck the Sabbath day is all about. They don't know shit about it. Now, do I need to be hollering and cursing and trying to defend myself from some troll ass old queer ass nigga on the line on YouTube stalking me? Anybody can answer that? I got an old queer ass nigga on YouTube that stalks me in every fucking thing I say in my conversation. You go watch some of his other 2 videos. Yes, I will admit it's his conversation he started, but he don't have a right to it. I have a right to my motherfucking copyright, but your bitch ass go grab it, put it up on your shit. Don't put no disclaimers or nothing up there. Every now and then I put a disclaimer up. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowances made for criticism, comments, news reporting, teachings, scholarship, and research. You don't do that. You don't even fucking follow the guidelines. But I just need to get this shit off my chest, people. It's the Sabbath. The sun is down. I'm gonna get the fuck off of YouTube and calm down before I have
abominations of the
before I have a fucking stroke because fucking bitch ass niggas on YouTube stalking me and fucking with me, talking shit about what the fuck I'm doing. Nigga, I ain't over there talking about you and them that what the fuck your boy wife. I ain't talking about you and your grandson and how y'all over there fucking or whatever the fuck y'all doing over there. You feeding that nigga his body, your body parts, and you eating that nigga body parts. Which body parts haven't you fed him and he haven't eaten, or you haven't eaten and he ain't fed you? I don't know, nigga. You old freak ass nigga need to get the fuck on and leave me the fuck alone. So with that said, I'm have a peaceful Sabbath. It's in now, the sun down, so therefore I'm gonna have a peaceful. I'm out.